from the C race to the B race I mentioned before. 29 men, sub 340 or quicker on the entries at this Tooting BMC. Quite outrageous, to be honest with you. Not often you get that, especially not on British soil. But, well, top of the pile in this one. Piers Copeland, your British indoor champion, having a relatively modest season. 334 lifetime best. That's back in 2021. Hasn't really replicated that form. And you see it with a few athletes, don't you? You know, COVID was a rough time for some, but a special time for others. And they really capitalized on that ability to not race too much, to get in a lot more aerobic work. And you know, having this conversation with a few coaches the other day, you know, how many athletes look at what they did in COVID? They had great success, but have they been able to replicate that sort of training? And the answer is no, because there's just so much an offer on the circuit and so many races to be had as well. So Ben Claridge is going to pace this one through in 57.5, 155 at 800. He's probably the best in the business at pacing, I must say. He's a low 340 runner himself, over 1500. Got to 147 earlier tonight, but Copeland goes on the inside. I'm not sure if I can see him. I don't think I can, which would be unfortunate. I mentioned he's not having the best of seasons by his high standards, but doesn't look to be lining up here in Tooting. But let's focus on the men who are. Scott Beattie there. Well, he is certainly having a good second half of this season. Broke 13:20 the other day as well. James Gormley, Alex Melloy, Tommy Bridger. Phenomenal steeplechaser, certainly one to watch in the next few years over that event. But the man I'm looking forward to seeing the most is probably that Ben Reynolds, the youngster, spent a little bit of time out at the university studying there. He's training for Ben Claridge, based in Cardiff now. He was a sub-4 just a week ago at that Dave Clark mile. He's come right to the back of this field. He's there in the white vest and the black half tights, but 340.12. His lifetime best. Ran out a phenomenal run at the Bracknell BMC. He's run well over 800 as well recently. And boy, oh boy, these men making 155, 800 meter speed look comfortable, aren't they? Goodness me. Bunched up at this stage so early on, and they're all very, very relaxed.
It's Nick Foster of the USA, who's the athlete just sitting in behind the dual pacemakers. Semi-finalist at the NCAA 1500 meter championships for Michigan Uni. Look at that man on the outside though, Alex Melloy. He pacemakered at the London Diamond League last weekend in the domestic power 1500 meter race. He said to me afterwards that it's one of the experiences of his career. I'm sure that will inspire him on to greatness here, but he's sat behind his rival. But he's obviously from Loughboro, Alex Melloy, but he's against the Birmingham athlete there in Tyler Bilyard, who's the Bucks indoor and outdone 1500 meter champion. So that battle could be an interesting one, but it's still Nick Foster of the USA on the front.
Bilyard's had a phenomenal season, and what more can you ask for in a two-time champion at the Bucks level when you're in university and you're studying at Birmingham? You know, he's a real championship racer, which makes it look like that he's going to have fun here tonight. This looks quite cagey. There's a lot of men to deal with. You're going to have to find room. You're going to have to make that decisive move when the time comes. And Bilyard, he's forever alert to those sort of things. Bridget just hanging on the back there. Scott Beattie as well. You'd expect that from a 5,000 guy. Ben Reynolds, my early pick. Unfortunately, commentator's curse looks to be struggling a little bit. Joe Tuffin's a man in here as well. He's having a phenomenal season. The man on the outside, Portsmouth athlete, that's Sam Charig, was a British Championship finalist over 1500. That is not to be sniffed at. 8th there, and you can't do more than run a PB in the heat like he did. So he looks comfortable there in second, and these men are all on pace. This is looking like even the B race here tonight, Harrison is going to be inside 340. If they can keep this going and rally over this final 600 meters.
They've just got to be relentless now, haven't they? Yes, they want to race, but if they want those quick times, someone's got to keep forcing the pace. Nick Foster's done a good job, but perhaps Sam Charig or someone else in the field might have to take up the running. They start to bunch up behind, but the pace still looks quick. It's perhaps slowing slightly. You can see the green lights starting to get away, but the bell sounds. That will enlighten them. Who's going to take it on? It looks like it'll be Sam Charig.
Do you know what, Foster, he's over from the USA. He's got nothing to lose here. You know, he doesn't race these men. He's probably never going to see him again in his life unless he sees them on the international circuit in a few years' time. But he's a semi-finalist at the NCAAs. He's had to lead this race for quite a while, and you can tell that's how fast they're running. They're on the limit now, and that's why no one's willing to go past Foster at this stage. It would just take too much effort. Someone's got to do it, but they've all got the right idea, and they're all going, we're going to bide our time. We're going to wait until that last 100. This is phenomenal. Scott Beattie now announces himself. Joe Tuffin, that is Tom Dodd. former Michigan man as well. Tyler Bilyard looks so comfortable. He's running lane, what, 0.5 this whole race, but is there going to be room? We mentioned he's a good championship racer. Can he find room on the inside? Surely Nick Foster's not going to take this one from gun to tape. Bilyard with a kick, but Tom Dodd on the outside. These boys will know each other well, but Bilyard is going to win. He's been winning all season, and he wins here tonight at Tooting. 3:38.04 unofficially. The man from Birmingham, wow.
That'll be a personal best, won't it? 3:38.04. Previous best this season, 3:39.71, set at the BMC Grand Prix in Watford. Bilyard will be happy. Really did get challenged, didn't he, though? And he got boxed in a bit too, so great experience for him to learn how to manoeuvre himself from that situation, fight his way through, and come through to win it. But as you said, this is a championship racer. That's what he does, and he's winning really great meets. He's the champion here at Tooting BEC, BMC record breaker, over 1,500 metres in the B category.
Yeah, that was phenomenal, and look, it's official, 3:38.02, just come through on those live results. Athletic Live, by the way, if you are following along at home. And, oh, this is a quick replay of the women's 1,500. And, well, oh, no, back to seeing their men meander around. And, well, it's always a good time at the end of a race, isn't it? When you, well, as long as you've had a good one, when you can really sort of socialise and mix it and catch up and discuss the race that is just taking place. And here we go, we get to have a quick look back on it, and you just look at Bilyard. Honestly, you know, he just ran so well. He's on the inside, he never panicked. Look at that, took his moment. I mentioned you got one decisive move. He's got to seize the opportunity, he's got to be alert, and he was just that. Tom Dodd, look how wide he had to go, into 3 to come back. You're never going to be able to contest with someone like Bilyard. If you're going into lane 3, you just can't give him that much room. And fantastic victory for him here tonight at the Tooting record breaker BMC. And that means, Harrison, we've got, well, a few more 1,500s to go, but the A races are up next.
They are. Our women's 1,500 metre A race kicks things off for us, and this is going to be quick. It's paced in 65.5 seconds to 11 through 800 metres. It's going to be Louise Shannon, the Tokyo Olympian, is going to pace make this field, which says everything you need to know about the race. Let's look at some of the names in it. Kate Axford's there, Abigail Ives, Amy Wallace, Beatrice Wood, Lauren Church as well. It's a good field. We're missing a couple of names that were potentially on the entry list. Carrie Hughes seems to be the big one that's missing, on the faster entrance on paper with a 4:09 personal best. We have got Taryn Rawlings, though, who was the quickest entrant with a 4:05 set back in 2021. 4:05 is very quick. The season's best, though, only 4:14. So what kind of shape will she be in here? We'll have to wait and see. But there's lots of talent for us to look out for, as I mentioned, and we can have a glimpse of that start line now. There's your pacemaker, Louise Shannon, on the outside. Then we've